we'd like you to imagine that you are an employee of the company and you meet up with an executive who asks you, why is this sustainable development thing important? And how is it linked to your team's topic? You'll have 90 seconds to convince the executive why this needs to be addressed. And one member of the team only will do this. No Q&A. When we're done, we'll take a deep breath, and the senior judge, that's me, will give you some feedback on your presentation. So let me get the timer ready, and whoever's first, is that Oliver, is that you? Whenever you're ready to go, just wave or shake your head or do something, I'll start the timer.
Awesome, thank you so much. My fellow colleagues, U.S. Sugar's seemingly harmless practice of burning sugarcane as a means of harvesting that sugarcane has devolved into a complete and utter ecological and medical nightmare for the environment and communities living in the Belglade region. In 2021, a ProPublica and Palm Beach Post investigation found that on days in which we burned sugarcane, emergency room admissions and hospitalizations for pulmonary, cardiovascular, and respiratory medical visits increased exponentially. All the while, the populations that are disproportionately affected by this practice are low-income communities of color, many of whom who work for U.S. Sugar. Throughout all of this, the consistent poor air quality reports, the lawsuits from citizens alleging neglect from U.S. Sugar on account of gross negligence, and the finding that between 1 to 6 deaths are attributed to sugarcane burning every year. This company and the people who run it continue to do nothing. It is for these reasons that I announce my resignation from U.S. Sugar immediately.
Thank you. Very passionate, compelling, and that's an interesting solution to the problem. What do you think will change at the company?
Well, the process of sugarcane burning has been utilized by U.S. Sugar for decades, and a lot of some of the largest sugar producing nations such as Brazil and India have already transitioned away from pre-harvest burning. That's burning the leaves off sugarcane stalk to make processing sugarcane more easier. Brazil and India have already moved away from those practices. U.S. Sugar is the largest sugar producer in the United States, and yet they continue to practice pre-harvest burning as a means of processing and harvesting sugarcane. And that has, as I highlighted, adverse effects for the local communities in Belglade, ultimately disproportionately affecting communities of color and low income. And so this is an avoidable situation that U.S. Sugar has found themselves in. And because they continue to perpetuate these practices without ceasing these operations, sometimes desperate measures are made or needed.
Right. Okay. Thank you. MICKT, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but you're up next, Tyler. How do we pronounce that?
It's just like MICKT, I think. It's just our names, really.
Oh, okay. Good.
All right, so
just wave whenever you're ready. Okay, go.
If you've been up to date with the news within the past few months, you may have come across a few stories about Google's struggles with Gemini's image generation capabilities, specifically when it comes to generating people. This slip-up highlighted just how difficult it is to sufficiently eliminate bias in AI without incorporating any new forms of bias. In this case, the issue is relatively unharmful, but certainly not to be ignored. Our real concern around this comes from the anticipation and fear that this form of bias will arise in applications of AI that have a much greater impact on people's lives. One notable example of this would be AI implemented into the healthcare industry. We've already seen examples of AI in which AI designed to streamline healthcare processes has led to discrimination due to inequities of the past. An algorithm known as Impact Pro, designed to identify individuals of higher risk of certain health issues, discriminated against Black patients because of socioeconomic disparities in healthcare access. This type of discrimination will arise in many different applications of AI that Google is looking to deploy in the future. Investing in eliminating bias in every way possible is critical if Google wants their technology to become relevant in a wider variety of industries, such as healthcare. On top of that, Google doesn't only have to worry about their relevancy, but also their reputation. Laws and regulations are being developed as AI capabilities advance. Without these investments, it's not a matter of if, but when a controversy will arise. The recent controversy is just a taste of what is to come. Google has massive influence, which gives them all the more responsibility when it comes to leading the way in sustainable and ethical development.
Thank you. Well, I'm not sure I'd want to face off against you if I were on the board at Google. Good job. I think it's a really an issue we are all facing now and will face even more in the future. So well done. Thank you. GreenEats.
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, okay.
So before I start,
Give me
I
just a
like to set
second.
this-
Tell me when you're ready.
Yeah, I'll just first set the stage a little bit. I'll be
No,
a
you can't.
sustainability employee.
No, stop. You get 90 seconds. That's all you get.
Okay,
You ready?
you can start when Yeah.
Go.
Mr. Shankar, I'm so happy I ran into you. In terms of insect sustainable development, we've already made significant progress. With a total funding of 400 million across 4 rounds, we've positioned ourselves as pioneers in the insect farming industry. Imagine a world where our food choices not only nourish our bodies, but also sustain the planet we call home. That is the vision of insects, and I'm so happy to share with you my plan for revolutionizing the protein industry. You know as good as I that our mission is crystal clear: to encourage a sustainable future, highlighting the environmental and nutritional benefits of insect-based diets. I, together with my team, aim to address these challenges head on. With our strategic guidance, we plan to launch a comprehensive marketing campaign that not only highlights insects' commitments to sustainability, but also educates consumers about the benefits of insect-based products. By underlining environmental advantages, we can encourage adoption of insect products in the United States and solidify its position as a leader in the sustainable protein industry. This opportunity is within our reach, and it is important that we act now to make the necessary changes. My collaboration at INSECT isn't just about promoting a new protein source, it is about building a brighter, more sustainable future for generations to come.
Thank you. I tried to resist the temptation to be really grossed out about eating insects, but if I think about all the things I've eaten in various travels, probably not the worst thing that could happen. But well done. Look forward to the longer presentations later on. And thank you, Louis. Terra Strategies.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, go.
Okay. The problem of food waste is a global one. In Colombia, 34% of food production goes to waste annually, amounting to 9.7 million tons of food that could otherwise have fed people living in poverty. Consider the following perspective. The food wasted in Colombia could feed the entire populations of Panama, Uruguay, and Luxembourg for an entire year. Wasting 34% of food produced is not sustainable. We can look at the waste problem from 2 sides. The first one is from the farmer's perspective. Producing more than the market demands and wasting what is already produced results in unnecessary expenses and food wastage. This diminishes farmers' disposable income for investment, making agriculture a less appealing option for younger generations in rural areas. From the consumer's perspective, production inefficiencies leads to significant fluctuation in food prices. This prompts wholesalers and retailers to increasingly rely on imports, creating a vicious cycle of rising prices. Consequently, this increases unequal access to food and contributes to food insecurity within our nation. In conclusion, in terms of sustainability, the process I just described reduces the ability for present and future Colombian generations to be autonomous in their agricultural production and food supply, perpetuating high inequality in our country. It is time for Colombian companies and Corabastos, the largest food market in Colombia, to assume their responsibility and take concrete steps to address this multidimensional crisis in a fair and holistic manner that contributes to a more sustainable Colombian society.
Good. But the food in Colombia is so good.
Yes, it is very good, but we waste a lot of
How
food.
can there be waste?
It's because of the infrastructure, lack of knowledge, lack of controls. sanctions as well. So we waste a lot of food.
Great. Thank you. Thank you all very much. I don't think I could have done this when I was in your positions. This is really impressive. I always come away from these having learned a lot, and I really appreciate your efforts. So thank you.